We had a huge amount of info on Star Citizen's medical gameplay for Alpha 3.15, treatment, injuries, drugs, and more, as well as the ship Showdown moving on to its main phase. I'm going to summarise all of what you need to know about that stuff right here, right now. We had Inside Star Citizen dealing with healing, which focused on injury and healing gameplay coming with Alpha 3.15. In a lot of situations in Star Citizen, when you would have died, like you currently do, you now instead go into a downed state in 3.15. You are incapacitated, but can still be revived or rescued by a teammate or someone that's coming along to rescue you. You may have an injury after being revived, though, from head trauma to chest wounds to broken arms and broken legs. Each injury comes with different symptoms, and you can have many. Head injuries mainly affect your eyesight, and this is called blood vision, the separation of your cornea from your eye. You'll also get force reactions causing you to move more irregularly, and if you have very severe head trauma, you may even get sort of knocked around and knocked over by the wind. Chest injuries reduced stamina. The more severe your injuries here, the more your general health will deteriorate, reducing your mobility. Arm injuries increase weapon sway and reduce your ability to carry heavier objects. With a broken arm, though, you won't be able to carry a box or even use a ladder and will have limited actions with weapons. Leg injuries are hellish, reducing your speed and, at a severe end, having you crawl around. And obviously, you can have all of these. You can have all of these injuries together at the severest state. And Medipens will still heal you, and they literally heal your percentage health effectively, but they're not as effective as before, and they don't cure injuries. There are sort of 5 new drug shots that you can use for other symptoms to mask them for a short duration, and they are just masking those symptoms of those injuries. Larger doses of those drugs, they will sort of mask those symptoms for longer. So they come in pen versions, so you've got Adrena pens, so that's basically adrenaline, but that's for fatigue and concussion, I'm assuming for head injuries. There's Cortico pens for weakness and respiratory issues, I'm assuming for torso. Detox pen, that's for overdoses and cleaning high drug blood levels. There was another one we saw here as well, the Opio pen, and we know that there's going to be med pens and oxy pens still too. But also, we're going to have a med gun and medical tool attachment, which we can make use of. And I believe that they will be able to use drugs at different levels, and they'll be more efficient than using a pen version of that drug. And then they've got med beds, which will be able to treat your injuries and heal you as well. They're the most efficient med beds. And med beds are going to be the only places that you can actually have your sort of injuries permanently fixed. Alcohol and meds will increase your blood drug level, though. So too much drug in your blood and you'll start to get blurry vision, and then you'll get a drunk sort of locomotion state going on, and then beyond that you'll overdose and you'll basically be incapacitated and fall over. However, your blood drug level does drop over time, and you'll naturally get up after some time because your blood drug level has dropped, unlike the normal down state, which we would require help for. And remember, you can get so pissed that you'll just collapse. Medical beds are the only things, as I said earlier, that can actually cure your injuries, and the level of severity of that injury will determine what level of facility that you need to go to get that treated. The Cutlass Red is a Tier 3 facility that can remove minor injuries. The Carrack and 890 Jump, as well as the smaller clinic facilities at stations, they're Tier 2 facilities. They can remove more moderate injuries. Hospitals at places like Orison and Microtech are Tier 1. They can remove and treat all your injuries. When you die and respawn, you'll now respawn in a medbed rather than at your hab. This can be at a hospital, a clinic, or at the Carrack and 890 Jump. You can no longer respawn in the Cutlass Red. You'll be able to set your preferred spawn point from the medical insurance desks, I believe, at facilities, or at the beds on a 890 Jump or Carrack. When you initially log in, you'll choose a home residence, and the nearest hospital will become your respawn there. So once you're in that downed state, you will have some choices available to you. You'll be able to wait, and there is a significant amount of time you can choose to wait for. They showed 1 hour 20, but they sort of said it will range between like half an hour to 2 hours. It's going to be affected by the amount of damage you've taken, though. A player can shoot you on the floor to force you to respawn for sure. There's also a hint that we may be able to put out a service beacon. So you go down, you go, I want someone to rescue me, I'll put out a service beacon, and I'll give a reward for someone to come and rescue me and come and heal me. If you don't want to wait, though, you'll be able to choose to just respawn immediately, though you will lose the gear that you had on you in 3.15, so bear that in mind. Medical gameplay is incredibly important to the game, and I believe next week they're going to start talking about the inventory system and that sort of stuff as well, so I'm looking forward to that. We also have the main phase of the ship Showdown now being on. So this has the 16 most popular flyable ships face off in a head-to-head and then whittled down to the top 4, which will get some special attention later in the year, but are also going to be part of a free fly event from the 20th of September. I also believe that all 16 ships will be available for sale probably during that period, or they're supposed to be at sale at some point. Each day we will have a new matchup leading up to the winner being crowned on the 23rd. The Caterpillar has already been defeated by the Hercules C2, and at time of recording, the Reclaimer is going up against the Mole, with the Reclaimer having the edge currently. The other ship matchups coming up are the Carrack versus the Constellation Andromeda, the Argo Cargo versus the Freelancer Max, the Cutlass Black versus the 600i Explorer, the Retaliator Bomber versus the Banny Defender, the Mercury Star Runner versus the Razor, and the Gladius versus the Sabre. And obviously the winners of those matchups will go on to the next stage and fight against each other. Make sure you check back every day and vote if you're interested. Boom! That's it for today's video. What do you think of the medical gameplay? Are you really happy, like I am, that they've actually put downstate into medical gameplay for 3.15? I was hoping that was going to be a thing. It is a thing. That's great. Actually, the medical mechanics are a lot more fleshed out than I thought they would be, with the drug levels, with the different types of facility. I think some people will be disappointed that the Cutlass Red no longer allows you to respawn there, but, I mean, we all knew that it was the intention for it not to be a respawn point in the future, once they had more mechanics, and they are trying to have some of this more important gameplay, some more meaningful gameplay, which does require them to make some changes like that. What do you think about the Carrack and the A90 Jump being able to still have people spawn there? Do you think that's a sensible idea? Obviously, with an exploration ship like the Carrack, when you're really, really far out in the black, you don't want to be like, oh, well, one of our crew is dead and they can't respawn. They've respawned 1 billion trillion miles away. So I think that may be a good idea. Also, what are your favourite ships from the ship Showdown? What do you hope wins? What do you think will win? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Some people say I shill for NordVPN, but listen to some of these comments that I just made up. I've never fed the love of a woman before, but then I got NordVPN, and that didn't matter. Doctor said I'd never walk again, but then I got NordVPN. Now I've been running marathons. Also, I got robot legs around the same time. They might have helped somewhat too. I was a tone-deaf pirate, but after getting NordVPN, I'm able to play the saxophone. Go on, Zin, try and animate all of this. Click the links below to get NordVPN. It might lead you to a more fulfilling life, but more likely, it will just help protect you from the terrors of the internet. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For September, it's for another Mercury Star Runner. I love that ship. It's a great way to try a huge portion of Star Citizen's gameplay. If you want a chance of winning that, just comment on any of my videos made during the month. If you'd like to further support the channel, be sure to check out that join button underneath my videos. There's also links to my Patreon, which also helps loads as well, direct donations, and just commenting, subscribing, liking, all that sort of jazz goes a huge way to helping the channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You take care, and I hope to see you in the verse.